step into a world of thrilling adventure and heart-pounding action as Akira and his friends navigate a post-apocalyptic realm infested with zombies. With unexpected alliances, daring escapes, and moments of unexpected tenderness, witness their journey to fulfill their dreams before time runs out. Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions in this gripping anime, as they fight for survival and find hope amidst the darkness. Don't miss out on the first episode, it's an experience you won't want to miss. In a dark and eerie room, a 24-year-old man named Akira Tendu is glued to the screen, watching a bone-chilling anime filled with zombies and blood-curdling screams. To Akira, the zombie-infested world seems like paradise compared to his dreary office life. Flashback to 3 years ago, when Akira was appointed as a production director in a lively company. On his first day, he was thrilled and anticipated a great experience. He accidentally bumps into Sayori Otori, a co-worker whose charm captivated him. Inspired by her beauty, he was determined to leave a strong impression. Despite his initial optimism, Akira's journey takes a dark turn, as he finds himself trapped in a relentless cycle of exploitation at the hands of his employer. The days blur together, leaving him overworked and drained, with scarce time to rest at home. The relentless pursuit of productivity in the company takes a toll on his mental well-being, leaving him feeling like a soulless robot, lost and wandering aimlessly after work. The only glimmer of hope lies in the presence of Otori, the director's lover, whose affection provides a fleeting motivation to keep going. As 3 years pass, Akira's life becomes a living nightmare, yearning for eternal sleep and release from the suffocating work pressure. One day, as Akira wakes up, he suddenly remembers that he forgot to pay his bicycle parking fee to his landlord. Determined to sort it out, he goes to find him. However, upon opening the door, he is met with a horrifying sight. A zombie is devouring a person right in front of him, and the ground is smeared with blood. Filled with panic, he flees outside, only to be pursued by another group of relentless zombies, making his escape a heart-pounding race for survival. Confused and terrified, Akira dashes without understanding what's unfolding around him. In the midst of his frantic escape, a realization hits him like a bolt of lightning that he no longer needs to go to work. Excitement fuels his every step as he races through buildings and streets, embracing the newfound freedom. Finally, finding a safe haven, he pauses to catch his breath. However, in that moment of respite, thoughts of his unfulfilled dreams flood his mind, and he vividly recalls Otori's philosophy of living without regrets. With newfound determination, he risks his life to reach her house, pedaling through the nearly destroyed city, caring little for the chaos around him. Arriving at Otori's place, Akira is shocked to find that the director turned into a zombie. Excited by his newfound freedom, Akira gathers his courage and informs his zombie boss that he resigns from his position. Then, he pushes the transformed boss out the window. However, his heart sinks as he realizes that the woman he loves, Otori, has also turned into a zombie. Summoning all his courage, Akira confesses his true feelings to Otori, but fear overwhelms him, and he flees from the scene. Seeking refuge in a nearby store, he drinks a can of beer, determined not to waste any precious time. Driven by the urgency of the situation, he grabs paper and pen and begins to write down 100 things he desires to accomplish before succumbing to the fate of becoming a zombie. Despite his newfound freedom, Akira is haunted by the memories of the director scolding him, which continue to torment him like a recurring nightmare. In an attempt to find solace, he wakes up and begins cleaning the house, as if cleansing his soul from the lingering anxieties. Afterward, he takes a sip from a can of beer, expecting little, but to his astonishment, a wave of joy overcomes him, prompting tears of happiness to flow. Today, Akira's plan is to indulge in laziness, spending the day drinking beer. However, his disappointment sets in when he realizes he only has 2 cans left. Faced with this situation, Akira takes it upon himself to venture out and buy more beer. Meanwhile, Kasaka's house is besieged by zombies, and neither the self-defense force nor the police show willingness to come to their rescue. As Akira climbs down through the pipe, he unexpectedly encounters Kasaka's frightened family. In a lighthearted manner, he jests if they need anything from the store, and they eagerly take him up on the offer. Riding through the scary zombie horde, Akira treats it like a game. At the store, Akira comes across a girl who is also shopping. Hoping to strike up a conversation and prevent her from feeling scared like Kasaka's family, he attempts to engage her. However, she appears distant and cold, turning away just as Akira is about to ask for her phone number. She advises him against buying unnecessary things, expressing her preference not to be with people who can't manage risks. Suddenly, a few zombies manage to squeeze through the door, and Akira, intending to be the hero and save the girl, rushes forward. But before he can act, she grabs his shirt and pulls him back, averting a disaster as a truck crashes straight into the shop. When Akira emerges from the store, he finds that the girl has already left, and his bicycle is in ruins. Undeterred, he grabs a moped as an alternative. After some time, he manages to upgrade to a motorcycle, filling him with excitement. His enthusiasm gets the better of him, causing him to stumble against the car's door and unintentionally perform a wheelie. Nevertheless, he embraces the thrill of riding. Arriving at Kasaka's house, he is disheartened to witness the scene covered in blood, signifying the devastating zombie attack. Drinking copious amounts of beer, Akira contemplates his current state and realizes he can't continue living like this. He'd rather face the risk of being eaten by zombies than continue to lead a life devoid of fulfilling his desires. Akira reviews what he has already done and what he wants to do. The scene shifts, focusing on the girl, who diligently engages in exercising and gathering crucial information about the apocalypse. Her plan is to venture out to buy food. But before doing so, she astutely observes and discerns that there are two distinct types of zombies, one group that runs and another that walks. Carefully assessing the situation, she decides to use her bicycle to reach the store. To ensure safety, she cleverly sets up a camera on the bike to monitor the outside. While observing the footage, she unexpectedly spots Akira on the camera, being followed by a group of zombies. Feeling a sense of urgency, she intends to leave immediately. However, she hears a horn sound, prompting her to take deliberate action. Realizing that a vehicle is approaching, she purposely lures more zombies toward it, setting up an opportunity for the vehicle to eliminate them. This tactical move allows her to secure a safer escape route, just as Akira rushes up unexpectedly. She pushes him down to safety, and once she confirms that she is out of harm's way, she quickly heads back home. Accidentally reviewing the footage, the girl observes Akira's happiness over some beer cans and wonders how someone could find joy in such a situation. Regretting her decision, she realizes she should have grabbed that Sakura Machai instead of focusing solely on survival. The episode opens with a terrified little girl, her heart pounding in fear as she has lost her parents. In this dire situation, her brother, Shu, urges her to stay put while he takes a stand against the encroaching zombies. With determination in his eyes, Shu and his staff fights back, hurling flaming bottles of alcohol at the zombies in a desperate attempt to prevent them from breaching the safety of their club. Lost in uncertainty about how to spend his day, Akira's phone suddenly vibrates, signaling that the internet is no longer jammed. He decides to check his messages, only to realize that he has ignored them for the past 3 years. Amidst the messages, one name catches his attention: Kencho, a long-forgotten school friend. The memories of their time together come flooding back to Akira's mind. Kencho finds himself trapped in a pleasure district overrun by zombies, accompanied by one of the undead. He has been without food for 3 days and is now out of water, desperately struggling to survive. As he recalls memories of Akira, someone who always laughed at his lame jokes, he is taken aback when his phone suddenly rings. Without hesitation, he answers the call and tells Akira about his dire situation. Driven by the strong bond they once shared, Akira immediately rushes over on his bike to rescue his old friend. Back in the past, Kencho had been a successful real estate person who constantly advised Akira to leave the exploitative company. However, at the time, Akira didn't heed his advice and even yelled at him. Now, facing the reality of the apocalypse, Akira regrets not listening to Kencho earlier. Kencho's desperation reaches a breaking point as he can no longer resist the situation. Just then, a horn sounds, drawing the attention of the zombies. Akira had cleverly tied a balloon to the bike's horn, providing an opportunity for them to get inside and save Kencho. When they finally meet, Kencho is startled by Akira's sudden appearance. Filled with remorse, Akira emotionally apologizes to Kencho for not listening to him in the past. Before Kencho can reply, a horde of zombies starts to chase them. Together, they make a frantic effort to reach the rooftop, using machine boxes to block the door and buying them some time. However, they realize the only way out is to jump to the next building. Without hesitation, Akira takes the leap, despite getting injured upon landing. Kencho, on the other hand, hesitates, admitting that his previous success in real estate was just a facade. He confesses that he doesn't find joy in deceiving his clients. Instead, his true passion lies in pursuing stand-up comedy and making people happy. Akira urges Kencho to start over and pursue his true passion for stand-up comedy. However, their conversation is interrupted as the zombies break through the door, rushing in toward them. Without second-guessing, Kencho gathers all his strength and musters the courage to jump to the next building. In a desperate attempt, he even throws off all his clothes to lighten the load. But as he leaps, he struggles and almost falls down. Thankfully, Akira swiftly reaches out and pulls him up to safety, taking a hit to his lower body in the process. At night, Akira and Kensho find themselves sitting together, naked, engaged in a heart-to-heart conversation while drinking beer. Kensho acknowledges that Akira's bold act of quitting the company might just make him the one who has the courage to save the world from the zombie pandemic. The episode opens with Akira and Kensho enjoying a delightful home camping experience, savoring the delicious food prepared by Kensho. Impressed by Kensho's cooking skills, Akira compliments him. In response, Kensho playfully taunts Akira, stating that a man should know how to cook, and that might be the reason why he has never had a girlfriend. Determined to prove himself, Kensho, confidently declaring that he will get a girlfriend by the end of the day. Seeing Akira's list of things to do before turning into a zombie, Kensho is inspired and decides to add his own wish list to the list. They make a pact to fulfill each other's desires before the impending doom. Eagerly, Akira shares one of his wish with Kensho to have a big widescreen smart TV. As Akira and Kensho ride through the roads on their way to Bukuro Electronics Store, Akira reflects about his life and ambitions. However, their journey takes a perilous turn when they encounter a formidable zombie blocking the road, hurling flames recklessly at everything in its path. To add to the danger, an oil tanker approaches from the opposite direction. While Kensho loses his cool, Akira remains determined and quickly devises a strategy. With nerves of steel, he skillfully maneuvers their bikes, dodging the oncoming oil truck by riding onto a car and soaring above the tanker, narrowly averting a catastrophic collision. Though they manage to avoid the tanker crash, their daring escape leads them to an unforeseen destination: the basement of a building filled with zombies. Luckily, Akira spots a Bukuro store, and they hastily seek refuge inside to avoid the zombies. To their surprise, they discover other survivors already taking shelter in the store. The survivors express their desperation after being trapped for a prolonged period, but Kensho reassures them that their situation might not be so bleak, as they are fortunate to have found a store with a steady supply of resources. As they sit down to enjoy a meal, a girl among the survivors inquires about their identities. Kensho introduces himself and Akira, explaining that they are college buddies. The girls reveal their names as Ryuka, Maki, and Yukari, mentioning that they work as flight attendants. However, the old man appears odd and is sweating profusely. Akira sees this as an opportunity to make a move on Yukari, but his inexperience betrays him as he awkwardly asks if she has a girlfriend. To his dismay, Rencho is already flirting with Maki, even touching her hands. Feeling desperate to impress the girls, Akira decides to drink a whole bottle of tequila, cheered on by everyone. This bold action inspires Rencho to take things to the next level and perform a daring muscle dance in the nude. However, Akira's excitement leads to him passing out and vomiting due to the excessive tequila consumption. To his surprise, Yukari comes to his aid while he is puking, giving him a glimmer of hope that he may still have a chance with her. As events unfold, it becomes apparent that the old man had been bitten by a zombie, and he transforms into one himself. He viciously attacks Ryuka, causing her to scream in terror. Meanwhile, Rencho and Maki, engrossed in their intimate moment on a bed in the store, hear her distress calls. Upon rushing to Ryuka's aid, they encounter her in her zombified state, and she lunges at them, biting Maki. In the struggle, Rencho grabs a bag and delivers a forceful blow to Ryuka, knocking her down to the floor, temporarily subduing her. On the stairs, Akira and Yukari engage in a heartfelt conversation, sharing their mutual experiences of being exploited by their jobs. As they talk, the old man suddenly attacks Yukari, and before Akira can react, he swiftly punches the old man and pulls him away. Unfortunately, it is too late, as the old man had already bitten Yukari. Despite the danger, Yukari selflessly urges Akira to leave, but he refuses and embraces her, determined to stay by her side. In the midst of their harrowing situation, Yukari shares her lifelong dream of becoming a flight attendant. She pushes Akira away to protect him, and as the old man's zombie attacks her, she reveals her story. Meanwhile, as Akira rushes back, he finds Renchu carrying a widescreen TV for him, a touching gesture that moves him deeply. Together, they manage to pick up the TV, placing it in between them on their bike, and ride home safely.